To create a panel page in ContentM, you're going to take the same steps that you would take to create a new page. So we're going to go over to our site admin area and click on Sites, and this is going to load up our menus. Going to go ahead and click the Williamson main. We're going to make this one under the About section again, and go to Create, and this is going to bring up our name and description. So we're just going to name this one Panel Page. And for the type of link, this is where you make the change. You click on New Panel Page and just hit Save. This is going to load up our editor, but before so, it's just going to give us this dialog box asking us to save. So we hit Save. Now, once the panels page is loaded here, you can see I have 3 panels. You're going to want to save, and the reason for this is it just saves it to the system. If you wanted to make changes to the page, take it from 3 column to 4 column, you go to the Page Settings button, and here you can see we have a layout drop down, and it asks us what kind we want. We have 5 and 3 column layout, 4 columns. There's different ones here. You just gonna want to try to play with the different kinds you want. But whatever it is that you choose, go ahead and just choose whatever and click Save. And then if you change something, it'll like a 4-panel layout, it'll go ahead and rearrange these into 4 panels. First thing off of a panel page, you can see that it's a fluid layout, so you can drag one panel over, drag another one back, you can drag them all to the middle, and you can basically lay out this page however you want with the different panels. In our toolbar up top, you see that we have Save, Preview Save Page, Preview Draft Page, and Basic Panels. Basic Panels is going to be where you find the different panels that you could install here into the page. We'll start off by putting in an accordion panel. And to edit any panel, you have to click on the gear here. And when you roll over, it says Set up this panel. So we're just going to click Setup. And the first thing it's going to take you for an accordion is right to your title. And an accordion panel is going to have different drop-down boxes. So we're going to name this one Panel 1 and just put in some content here. So this is Panel 1. And we hit Save. And you can see here that it dropped us over to the Sections area and it gave us Panel 1. Now we can add, edit, and remove. So let's add another panel here. Took us back to our editor. Panel 2. And we're going to type in, this is our second panel. Go ahead and hit Save, and you see that we have Panel 1 and Panel 2. Now, if you wanted to change the order that these are going to appear, all you would have to do is click and drag it underneath, and you can see that it moves them. So again, we just click and drag it. So once we have everything we like here, we go ahead and hit Save, and you can see that we have 2 panels now, Panel 1, and when you click on Panel 2, it brings up Panel 2. Now, if you don't like the way that the title looks, if we go back into our gear and set up the panel, look and feel is going to be the same for each panel that we create. This allows us to change the header, the body, or the icon. And if you go over here, it's already set to a default, which is what we see here. You can click the drop down and click on your color scheme. And if we click black, you see it brings up our black headings. So if we like this heading, we hit Select, we hit Save, and you can see that it changed the panel title here. The next panel we're going to create is an Announcements panel. Now the Announcements panel comes up and we can see that it is ordered. So we're going to go ahead and click the gear. Now this one is date based, so if you click on Add, you put in your first event. So we'll put in 1/15/2010, and we'll call this Group Meeting. And so that's our first announcement that'll come up. We'll create another one here. We'll call it 1/16/2010, and we'll say Meeting 2. And if you see we add one that's in earlier, if we had a date that's like 1/13/10, it will not order it for us. So we'll call this Meeting 3. So to do the order, you click on this one and you can move it up or down. So we'll move it up to where it needs to be in order. And we'll change the title from Announcements Panel to Upcoming important dates. We'll just hit update, and you can see that it created our dates here in order. And that is the basic announcements panel you're going to want to use. Now, there's also a list panel that you can use that looks similar to this, but it doesn't have any dates. So we're going to create one of those. Go ahead and click on our gear, and we'll call this a to-do. So this will be like something that's important that's coming up, or maybe steps you have to take to do an application. So we'll add a step here that says apply, and then we'll add something that says turn in papers, and we'll just hit update. And you can see the difference here. This one has the dates that are in bold and then the regular text, and this one just has bulleted items. So those are our upcoming events, our announcements panel, and our list panel. And you can see we still have our accordion panel here. The next panel we're going to make is a slideshow panel. Now this one's a little different. If you want to have a layout that has a big banner going across the top, that's when you're going to want to use a slideshow panel. Or if you just want to have some images that rotate. So we're going to move this panel over here because we're going to want a little more room for our images. I'm going to go ahead and click on the gear. And the first thing it's going to bring you to is an editor. Now this is where you're going to insert your images, just how we inserted images into pages. But the important thing here is you need to name them. So we're going to call this one Image 1, and we're going to go ahead and click in our editor, and then click the Image button. And if you haven't uploaded an image, or you want to upload images, go ahead and click on the Upload New Image. But for now, I'm just going to choose some existing images. I'm going to go down here and click on this one, which is a cover, and hit OK. And that's our Image 1. Now after you insert your image, you have to hit Save. And you can see it added Image 1 to our first slide. So we're going to create one more slide here, call it Image 2. Click our Image panel again, and go to Existing Image. And we're going to click this, which is a picture of our web team. And we'll hit Save. Now we can see it has a title here, so we'll just call this Our Images. And you can have the delay in seconds, so we maybe want this to rotate every 3 seconds. And let's change the way that the top title is going to look. So let's go on blue and choose like this heading here. So we'll hit Save. And you can see that it put our images in. Now it is big because it is the different sizes, but you can also see that it's rotating in here. Now when you're going to rotate images and put them in here, it's a good idea to maybe resize them so they're smaller, because you can see how this one kind of looks out of whack because of the way they are. Now the next thing we're going to do before we create any more panels is we have these 3 panels that were automatically put in here. Now if we don't want to use these, the way to hide them is to click the Hide This Panel button. So once you do that, it asks you, are you sure you want to hide this panel? And we say yes. We're going to do that for the other 2 here as they bounce around. Yeah, we want to hide it again. So you can see that all 3 of those panels disappeared. Go ahead and pause the slideshow. Now if you accidentally hit a panel that you created, let's say we actually hit our to-do panel, and we didn't want to do that. Well, where'd it go? If you go up to here to Basic Panels, right next door you see Hidden Panels. If you click that, it has a list of all the panels that we hid. So there's our to-do panel. We just clicked that, and it reappeared. So if you accidentally hide a panel, just go to Hidden Panels and you can bring it back. The next panel we're going to do is a tab panel. Now, tab panel is also going to take up a little bit of room, so it's a good idea to have it in the biggest space. And we'll go ahead and click on our gear here. And we'll call this Our Pages. Now, you'll see why I'm going to call this, well, this will be our links. So we're going to call this About Us. And then we'll put in some text there. This is all about us. We hit Save. And you can see that it created our first link. Now tabs are going to be right next to each other, which you'll see in a minute. So we'll add another tab. We'll call that Contact Us. This is our contact info. We'll hit Save. And you see that it created 2 links. Now let's change the look and feel of this button. And we'll do this title for this one. And we'll make the body green. So once we did that, we hit save. Oh, that was the one. There we go. Edit this one. One more time. We'll do red. Red and this gray. Hit save. We'll edit the contact one. Do edit. I'll make this one blue. And we'll make it this green. Go ahead and hit save. Let's change the look and feel of the top title. Make it orange. Hit save. And you can see that it created a tab panel for us. Now, if you notice, when you click this tab, it automatically brings up that tab's information with the color scheme and everything there. So those are tab panels. The last panel you can create is a video panel. Now, if you wanted to insert a video from YouTube, this is how you would do it. Now, if you're going to keep it in this panel over here, you're going to have to make sure that your video fits this screen, or else it's going to stretch out the layout. So this might be another one we want to bring in the middle. So this is our video panel. We go ahead and click the gear. And you can see that it has our title, so we're going to call this our videos. And the paste embed code is what you're going to grab from YouTube. Now, if you're not familiar with YouTube, when you're on the site, you can see that you have your video and your search, but over here you have embed. Now, if you click on this, it brings up this drop down. Now, I always exclude related videos because after your video is done playing, then all these other videos come up and they may not be yours. So you can choose to have it show border, plain HD, which is a good idea, and then you have your different sizes here. Now, 873 is fairly large, so we're going to cut that down to about 500, which should fit our middle panel. So once you have made your selections here with your colors, you can see it changes the color there. Go ahead and select on the embed code and it highlights it all for us. And we're going to copy here. So we can just copy and we'll get out of this panel and we'll go back here and we'll paste. And it pastes in all the video embed code that we need. Once that's done, you hit update and you can see that it dropped it in here. Now it does look a little squished, but you have to make some sacrifices with embedding video here. Those are the basic panels. So once we're done with this and we like the way it looks, let's actually move this one over here just so we even it out a little bit. We're going to go ahead. Now you see that this kind of resized this panel here, but that's just for in the preview here that we're looking at. So once we hit save, it's saving it, and we can go to preview draft page. And it's going to go ahead and load up what it should look like on our page here. So we see that we have our to-do list here, our upcoming events, our contact panel, our panel 1, our panel 2. Our video didn't load, but that's probably due to my slow internet connection here. So once we like everything we see here, we go ahead and hit save again just to make sure we saved it. Hit back. And we're going to want to go ahead and generate all these links for us. So we're going to click on menu, modules, check all, review and generate, and we're going to do comprehensive. Click on generate. See it generated all our pages for us, hit OK. And now we can go to our blue preview button. So here it loaded up our pages for us. Here's our panel page. And you can see that everything loaded here, including our video. So this is what our panel page looks like that we just created. We have our slideshow going, we have our links, and we have our schedules and contact info. And that's how you make panel pages.